Good morning, everyone. 40 years ago, I entered a building, starting my first job in the semiconductors industry. I used to be employee number 25 at Intel Semiconductors in their new opening in Jerusalem. And 40 years later, I'm actually coming here and do the opening of another semiconductor facility and fabrication. For me, it's a great excitement to do it. Yesterday, when I walked in the corridors of the clean room, nothing or not much have changed. Class 1 is still Class 1, Class 100 is Class 100, and 1000 is still. We wear the same bunny suits that we used to wear, and even the process of the litho and the masking and the hot processes of the etching and the plasma, in a way it's the same. But the difference is the 40 years passed, and we are now by far more advanced in what we do. From my point of view, the fact that Nanox in general, and Nanox Korea more particular, is making a new progress and changing the world with the impact that we do with this plan that we have here, and in the forefront of the technology of medical imaging, it's a great pleasure, and I'm very proud to be here. Each one of you will get, as a present or as a gift from this event, this small medal. Now, it may be small, but it's very big in what it represents. So it says here, Nanox FAB opening, April 2022, in Korea here. On the other side, you have a small chip on which you have all the old testimony, all the 24 books written in nano writing on the chip itself. Now, what's the beauty and what's the connection to what we do here is the fact that the first word which is written on this medal, on this chip, is what we call in Hebrew, Bereshit. Means in English, in the beginning. And we have here a great beginning to open this facility and more to come. Many years ago, in a lecture that I gave in the university, one of the students asked me, what are the lessons that I've learned over the years as part of the style that I'm doing management, or that I'm managing today, etc., etc. And one of the three items that I mentioned is that my first job was in Intel in the semiconductor industry. And it means that I understood and internalized what's the deep meaning of the word process. The process that we are doing here from the beginning, 18 months took us from the empty land to have this beautiful, fabulous, and great temple of technology to have it here. We are just about to start this spring with Passover. Passover in our tradition means freedom, to be free. So we are going to be, by what we do here, we're going to free from all the obstacles of the logistics and the semiconductors challenges that currently in the world, and to be independent in what we do, and try to have to ourselves all the process from A to Z. It's very important for me that it's the second time within half year that I'm here, and I told Mr. Ayu yesterday that one of the reasons that we came here is in order to show I would say, the fact that we salute to what has been accomplished so far. And yesterday when we had lunch, I was very proud to sit with you and see your inspiration. It inspires me actually to do what we do and to continue to develop what we do. At Nanox, we have a great mission. You are part of this big mission. And each one of you can be proud for himself or herself that we are changing the world. If we manage to do what we are planning to do and fulfill our mission, we will change the world in a way that we will provide medical imaging to a major part of the world that currently don't have any access or affordability to be there. It's a great honor and it's a great pleasure, and the fact that I have to inspire you, it's the opposite. You are inspiring me. I'd like to thank all the Nanox team around the world, and currently we have all over from the US, from Europe, currently in Africa, in Israel, the AI team, and now in Asia Pacific, Japan, and finally what we currently have in Korea. I'd like to thank each one of you in the Nanox Korea team for what you have been doing, for what you are doing every day, helping us to fulfill the mission. I'd like to thank Mr. Ayo Kim, the Chairman and CEO of Nanox Korea, for the plan so far, to the rest of the team, Ukyo and SW and the rest of the management, to you, Sean, for what you're trying, and as I said, to each one of you. With me here, I'm not alone. I'm here with all the employees around the world of Nanox and with the Chairman of the Board, Ran Polyakin, and I thank you so much for being here and I'm proud to be part of this mission.
You know, it's not easy to get all of us get together in one place like this, even if we are a small number of people together. But, you know, we did finally, especially with these people from our headquarters. And, you know, even myself, time to time, surprised. The biggest surprise to me is how comparative infrastructure Korea has to build up a semiconductor industry. You know, it's really amazing story that we did this in 1 year. You know, April of last year, it was empty land. At the time, not many people believed we can do it, but we did it. Thanks for all of you guys. So I'm really proud of our staff, but without this guy's help, couldn't be possible. And Edits calls it as a team effort. So this is a result of a team split of Nanox that we did it all together. And I really appreciate it. And especially you guys coming far away. And please enjoy today's event. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Eran Meltzer, Nanox Chief Executive Officer. Dr. Hong Kim, Chairman of Nanox Korea. Mr. Lee Tae-oh, Executive Vice Chairman of the Yongin Chairman of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Ha Min-young, CDO SK Telecom. Mr. Lee Dong-jun, CEO of Yuzma. Friends and participants in this important milestone event. I'm really thrilled to be here today in Yongin at the operational opening of the Nanox FAB. I'm thrilled for a number of reasons. First, on behalf of Nanox, the Nanox FAB Center will create the chip at the center of the Nanox imaging technology, and it will provide a steady supply of semiconductors for the essential mission of the Nanox product, to bring advanced three-dimensional medical imagery everywhere, to the third world and to the first world, so that we can see the inner chambers of the heart in the middle of the Sahara Desert and the Amazon forest, as well as in Mass General and at Seoul National University Hospital. This represents the true democratization of cutting-edge medical care through disruptive use of technology. Secondly, I'm thrilled because Nanox is the first example of an Israeli startup setting up a manufacturing facility in Korea. This is a perfect example of the virtuous cycle represented by the synergy of the Korean and Israeli economies. Korean investment, Israeli innovation, Korean manufacture, and Israel global marketing. They're coming together here to realize a unique product, one which is truly needed and of real consequence for human life and health around the world. I hope and believe this will be a bellwether of further convergence between Israel and Korea. We have a free trade agreement in place, Israel's first in Asia and Korea's first in the Middle East. The Abraham Accords demonstrate every day that there are no impediments to the deepening of our economic engagement, and we have a potential new trilateral investment partner in the Arabian Gulf, United Arab Emirates, and others. I want to thank Nanox for being such a strong demonstration of the Israeli innovation spirit, and our partners here in Korea for their technological precision and excellence. I am so happy we are working together at the level demonstrated here today in this magnificent fabrication facility. 감사합니다.
Thank you. Imagine that next year or a year after, a lady and a man, one named Hawa Ibrahim from Abuja, Nigeria, or a village 100 kilometers away from Abuja, and the other one is named Jim Adam Abrahams from Chattanooga in the US. Both of them will be exposed to what the impact that we are trying to make in this world. The first one, for the first time, she's 50 years old, will get exposed to affordable and accessible to medical imaging, which in all her life she was never been able to do so. And the other one, which is a 60 years old individual, will be exposed to our innovation of AI technologies that will take the world from predictive medicine to preventive medicine. He will know, based on a screening that we'll do on his XI, an X-ray or a CT, he will know that if he's not going to treat, based on the American medical system, certain medical checks and treatment, he will be exposed to a hip fracture or to a heart disease in the future. This is the ecosystem that we are trying to build. This is the impact that we are trying to make on this world. Accessible, affordable, and innovation delivery of medical imaging. Now, when you're going to leave today, you are going to carry with you a small token of appreciation, which is a very big symbol to what we are trying to do here. You're going to take this one. It's a medal that on one side it says Nanox FAB opening April 2022. On the other side, you have a small chip, similar to the size that we are doing right here. And on this chip, you have in nano writing all the Old Testament, all the Bible, okay? And the beginning of the Bible, the first word that is stated on the Bible and is written on this nano chip, it says, in the beginning. This is a new beginning for something very big, something that indicates our cooperation and collaboration between Israel and Korea, between Nanox in the world and Nanox in Korea, and a symbol of the ability to do the impossible in 18 months to build this amazing facility that will have a major impact on what we are trying to do around the world. This is part of our mission that I try to explain in the very beginning when I say imagine what can be the impact that we're going to do. Now, what we're doing here is MEMS technology. Some people call it semiconductor. Conductor in English can be translated into two versions. One is the delivery of electronics across the equipment of what we do, but the other thing is conductor of an orchestra. What I think right now is that we are doing here semiconductor, but what we are trying to lead based on IU leadership, Mr. IU leadership, and the people here, and all my colleagues and the team that were coming from Nanox, we are trying to conduct an orchestra which will deliver our ability to make this impact on the world. We are manufacturing here the small chip, but it's part of a big system that enable us to do the medical imaging. Last but not least, 40 years ago, yes, 40 years ago, was my first job at a small company called Intel Electronics. My first job was in semiconductors. I entered the facility in Jerusalem, the new one. I was employee number 25. And I started my career in the semiconductors. And now, 40 years later, I'm here once again in the opening, the grand opening of a semiconductor facility. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be in Korea. I'm proud to be with you here. I'm proud to have you all with us. And I'm happy that we have such a great team here in Korea that was able to deliver this message, and our partners, SK Telecom, Yozma, our investors that will come here later today, the Israeli Embassy, headed by His Excellency Ambassador Tor, and all the people in this place with us today. Thank you so much, and it's a great honor to be with you and to open this facility.
우선 이 도심에서 멀리 떨어진 오지까지 와주신 데 대해서 감사의 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 작년 4월 15일이 해픈 투비 제 생일입니다. 작년 4월 15일 날 착공식을 해갖고 1년 안에 우리가 공장 지어서 칩을 만들겠다 했을 때 이렇게 믿는 사람이 별로 없었습니다. 그런데 2주 전에 저희가 각 유닛 프로세스 스터빌레이션 다 끝내고 이 웨이퍼 인을 해서 지난 주말에 그 3가지 다른 디자인을 갖고 있는 그 웨이퍼를 다 팹을 했습니다. 그래서 그 메디컬뿐만 아니라 인더스트리얼 쪽도 그 어플라이 할 수 있는 칩들을 저희가 팹을 해서 좀 이따가 그 라인 투어 하실 때 저희가 보실 수 있도록 준비를 해놨습니다. 아무튼 오늘 이 자리를 만들어 주신 이 나노스 코리아 여러분들한테 저는 우선 감사의 말씀을 드리고요. 그러면서 제가 느낀 게 이 대한민국이라는 나라가 이 반도체 산업에 대한 인프라가 세계 최고다. 어떻게 1년 안에 맨 땅에 헤딩을 해가지고 이 MEMS 프로세스 공장을 지어서 실제로 웨이퍼를 백업을 할 수 있는 나라는
제가 볼 때 전 세계에 대한민국밖에 없을 거다라고 생각을 합니다. 물론 이제 이 본사의 도움이 없었다면, 본사에서 뭐 100% 파이낸셜 지원을 해줬기 때문에 그런 도움이 없었다면 불가능했을 텐데, 그 얘기를 했을 때 우리 본사 이 CEO인 LS께서 하시는 말씀이 그게 바로 팀 스피릿이다. 그게 바로 나녹스 팀 스피릿이다 해갖고 저희들 모두를 감동시킨 바가 있습니다. 지금 현재 요 뒤편에 1층에는 웨이퍼를 프로세스하는 클래스 1하고 클래스 100의 팹이 있고요. 현재 2층에는 클래스 1000의 팹을 건설 중에 있습니다. 그래서 나중에 이제 2층의 클래스 1000은 후공정 혹은 뭐 튜브라든가 다른 거를 생산할 계획을 갖고 있고요. 1층은 지금 풀리 오퍼레이션 하고 있고요. 여러분들 이제 물론 이제 안에 들어가시기 뭐 복잡하니까 윈도우 투어를 하시면서 저희가 생산해낸 웨이퍼들을 직접 볼 수 있도록 준비를 하고요. 뭐 앞에 분들이 다들 뭐 말씀을 해주셨겠네. 저는 간단히 이렇게 공장 소개를 말씀을 드리고 마치도록 하겠습니다. 아무튼 여기까지 와주셔서 대단히 감사합니다.